Why is digital advertising so cost effective? Well, it's because you are basically using programs or bots or technology, really software, to run those campaigns for you and to optimize the campaigns based on data collected and on campaign budgets, everything really that is super important to getting the best results for your campaign. So if you want to learn more about how programmatic advertising works and how you can automate your campaigns to get more results, then pay attention in this video because we're going to go through that. All right, welcome back everybody. My name is Jordan Steen. I'm also known as Serial Entrepreneur, and at this channel, we always talk about social media marketing, digital marketing, starting an agency or a personal brand. And if you're interested in learning about any of those topics, then you need to stop what you're doing right now and hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner right below this video and the notification bell so you get all of the updates regarding the videos we release every single week at our channel. Oh, and make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video where I'll teach you guys, or really tell you guys, how you can get some free training, some extra free training from us at Serial Entrepreneur. So over the last 50 years, people have actually gone from seeing around 500 brands or, messages from a brand on a daily basis to around 5,000 per day. So needless to say, there are a ton of businesses out there trying to compete for your attention, right? And so how do you stand out? How do you make sure you're constantly, consistently in the right place at the right time and do that affordably for your business? Because we all know in today's day and age, running a business not only efficiently as far as the financials are concerned, but as far as your ad campaigns are concerned and building out your products and making sure that people are able to find these products, right? Making sure that all of that is built out properly is really, really difficult to do today. So programmatic advertising is going to help you cut a ton of that cost out of the question, out of the formula, because you won't have to deal with manual entry, you won't have to deal with incorrect data. So let's talk about that really quick. So when it comes to programmatic advertising, there's really two main things that you want to consider. And number one is going to be the ad marketplace, right? That's where you're actually buying this ad space from. It's considered ad space. Think about it, right? If you have a website, and you put advertising options on your website, like you say, hey, Google, you can put, banner ads across my site. That means that if you have 1,000 views on your site every day, that's all that the ads are allowed to show to, is that 1,000 people who viewed that site. So there is your budget, right? So that's what these ad marketplaces do. They say, look, we know we have, Facebook has millions of viewers every single day. Let's just say 20 million viewers every day to make it easy. If they have 20 million viewers, that means there's only 20 million spots, or 20 million, let's say, impressions really, to get down to the nitty gritty. There's 20 million impressions that you have available to offer your product or service to a group of people, right? And that doesn't even mean that you're going to hit all 20 million of those, because not all 20 million will have interest in your product or service, right? So it only really goes down to the people that actually matter, the people who actually, have an interest in your product or service. That being said, the point I'm trying to make is, you have to understand that an ad marketplace is somewhere where you have to go, but there's only a limited amount of space for any topic that you try to search into that platform, right? So you need to make sure that whatever keywords you're targeting, whatever interests you're targeting, whatever sources that you're using to pull in data to build up the audiences essentially on these ad marketplaces, you need to make sure that they're credible, number one, and number two, that there's enough volume of people in each audience in these marketplaces for your ad campaign to actually perform well. Now, the other thing that's really cool about these ad marketplaces, with actual reference to programmatic, is the fact that they allow you to set bids. So you can set a set amount that you want to pay on a per impression basis, a per click basis, a per conversion or lead basis. And that way you're more in control. You have more control over how you spend your ad budget. And that way you can say, okay, well, we noticed that we're getting a lot better clicks and impressions on this one video ad campaign that we're running. And so since we're getting better clicks and impressions on this campaign, we're spending, 5 cents on this per click versus 20 cents on this campaign over here per click, well, we obviously don't want to keep paying 20 cents if it's not getting the same amount of conversion, so we're going to cut this campaign off. So you have that control over your budget and which campaigns are going to work versus which aren't. Then finally, number two, the second most important part is the data, okay? You can't do programmatic advertising properly without correct data, and that can be things like pixel data, data analytics on Google, right? Doing goal tracking there. You can even buy third-party data from big third-party collectors. They're data collectors, and all they do is they aggregate data on specific industries and they sell that data so that way you can build audiences online to, again, get a better result, right? So these are the two things that you want to consider. Now let's really quickly jump into how you're going to use programmatic advertising to really benefit your business. Oh, and really quick, have you ever been to a website looking for a product or a service, and then you go back to Facebook or Google, and all of a sudden you see that same business remarketing to you that same product on Facebook or Google or Instagram? If you have, did you know that that is actually programmatic marketing? It's automated. They're not sitting there sending that out to you after you go and check. They already have something set up in place for you to do that. If you've done that before, if you've had that experience happen to you before, just write yes right below this video. So really quickly, we put a lot of other information together on programmatic advertising. So if you want to see the full blog article, then check that out right below this video. It's in the description. But I wanted to give you 5 tips to programmatic advertising and making sure that you're really, set up properly to start automating really your advertising campaigns. So number 1 is invest in the right skills and the right types of people who understand those skills. So for example, if you want to run successful Facebook ad campaigns, you really need to work with someone who really and truly understands Facebook ads. I mean, it seems so basic, but at the same time, this is an area where a lot of people mess up. They think, oh, well, I can go outsource and hire someone who, is going to charge me $10 per hour and they're going to get me thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue. If that person can do that for your business, why would they not just be out there doing it for themselves, right? Why work for $10 an hour if they can make thousands, right? If they're that great. So you have to think about it. If someone's gonna do that great of a job on your ad campaign, they're probably gonna charge a little bit, more than $10, $20 per hour. Number 2 is rely on more than just analytics. Now, analytics is super important. You need to have this in place. So that would be part of number 2 is really setting up your Facebook pixel like we have over here and your Google Analytics on your site so that way you can collect your data and actually optimize your campaigns for the data that you collect based on people who sign up as leads or become customers, any of that, right? But ultimately, even though this data is super, super strong, it's super relative to your audience, there's still error, right? So what is recommended is to compare this to actual survey data from real people, right? Survey your audience, survey people out there who might have an interest in your product, and compare that to the analytical data that you're bringing in online. Number 3 is to optimize for the right channels and devices. So devices is pretty straightforward. Desktop, tablet, mobile, where is your audience? But the first part was which channels. So we talked about Google, Instagram, Facebook. It makes more sense to advertise where your customers exist than just to blanket everywhere if they're not on other platforms. Now, that doesn't mean I'm telling you to not diversify your ad campaigns and your ad spend, meaning getting on multiple platforms. But you need to have the majority or the primary bulk of your budget focused where your audience exists. So if you know that your audience is, let's say you're working with local businesses, right? And their audience is going to Google to do a search on Google first before they go to Facebook and do anything like that, then you need to show up on Facebook first and then do some remarketing on Facebook and Instagram, right? So that's how that campaign kind of comes together. Number 4 is to optimize and capitalize on your first party data, the data that you collect off of your analytics and your pixel. You need to make an audience based on people who are leads, based on people who view specific pages for extended amounts of time, based on people who become customers or watch videos or whatever it may be. You need to be tracking that information and optimizing your ad campaigns based on that, because those people who are consuming your content and buying your products are your best customers and are your best data. So take that into consideration as you build out your ad campaigns and continue to optimize them in the future. Then finally, number 5 is just to test your campaigns. If you guys are a marketer, then if you're a real marketer, you understand that marketing is about testing, consistent testing and changing and optimizing. And if you're not okay with that, then you're in the wrong industry. So test your campaigns, make sure that you're running the right types of audiences. If an audience doesn't work, swap it out with another, but don't just sit there and say, oh, well, this didn't work, we're done, it's never gonna sell. No, you need to test something different and test until it just finally doesn't make any more sense for you to test because you've tested everything. But usually that's only for someone bringing in like a brand new product to the industry. But I digress. So that's it for today's video, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around. But before you go, make sure you do a couple of things. Number 1, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get all of our updates. But most importantly, I told you in the beginning that I would tell you where to get tons of free resources and free training from serial entrepreneurs. So pay attention, here we go. go. So all I need you to do is go to a couple of places. Number one, you can go to our website, serialentrepreneur.academy, and you can click the free training tab at the very top of the website, and boom, you're at all of our blog content. Number two is obviously this YouTube channel. Go to the search bar, type in Serial Entrepreneur, find my actual channel, right? And then once you find the channel, go through the videos tab and or playlist, whatever works for you, but go through that. Number three is we've put together tons of free training courses and classes, and all you have to do to go find them is, and actually email campaigns that are 2-week-long email campaigns of training. If you want that kind of stuff, all you have to do is go right below this video, or any video for that matter, especially all of our newer videos. Go below any video in the description and just scroll past the top description part and you'll see all of those links. All of those links are either training links, software and tools. We have books for reading for those of you who are entrepreneurs and trying to learn about sales and starting a marketing agency. All of that information is right there, and I promise you, you're gonna want that. But that's it for today. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys. Ready to start living the 6-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.